All right, good evening, guys. Count of Tortoise Capital for Nightly Strategy Podcast, December 26, 2023. We start with a hybrid swing, 30-minute charts. And looking at Alcoa first. Scratch today. AI, we took a 1-2-3 entry. Got a really nice break in the first hour. It held on nicely above the dragon all day. We exited at the close for an R. Amazon, no trade. Caterpillar took caught a 2 on a gap up and go. It broke above the emerging dragon as well. And that gave us 2R. No overnight risk. Cliff, half an R on a RLXD breakout. CVS, no trade. Oops, back up. CVS, we continued to keep that trade open. That's the third day it has not failed, and I'm just going to let that run for a while and see how it goes. Liking it. Disney, no trade. Dish Network, 1R on a emerging dragon gap and go. No overnight risk. Devon Energy, same. Electronic Arts, no trade. I missed the short move on that one. Emerging markets, tried a gap and go. This one failed for a quick R loss. Ethereum, no trade. Mexico, RLXD entry. This is really kind of a Kata 2 re-entry, and it gave a fraction. Brazil, same thing, fractional trade on an emerging dragon. Intel was a nice trade. This was a gap and go that paid off. That gave us 3R and closed very well. Looking good for tomorrow. IP, no trade. Real estate, caught a 2 entry for an R, closed above the dragon. Coca-Cola gave us an R on a caught a 2 entry midday. Regional banks, 1R on a gap and go emerging dragon. Standard risk, and that worked really nice. Mattel, no trade. McDonald's, gap and go with a scratch. Merck, this was I was front running with a 1-2-3 entry. That failed right away for about half an hour loss. Microsoft, gap and go, failed for half an hour loss at the PSAR exit. Marijuana gave us a Kata 2 re-entry. It moved really nicely after 2R battle drill. It ran all the way to 735, started pulling back, wanted no overnight risk, so we cashed about 3R on that one. NVIDIA, gap and go, quick fail, scratch. Clean energy, gap and go. After the slight pullback, that gave us a fraction. Rivian, gap and go, fraction. The S&P was pretty much grinding up all the way today with a pretty good close that stayed above the dragon, above a rising PSAR, above a rising river. That looks like it could make a run tomorrow to 477, which would be very favorable. Treasuries, sideways. Tesla tried the gap and go on the PSAR flip, and that really went nowhere for a scratch. Walmart, no trade. And then I looked at U.S. Steel. Was very tempted on this one, but I still am. It's kind of radioactive to me because of that great big gap up in the buying. I'm looking for a little more directionality out of that. There was actually a trade inside there today, but I still think it's radioactive. All right, let's look at the sniper trades of the day. at, Sniper? Here we are. All right, this one was, this is a 3-minute chart. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the 30-minute chart on MSOS. This one was just so nice that I kept this one as the swing trade. On the turbo trade, I took that one just on the basis of the 30-minute move and closed it out up in here. And that one may have been the simplest trade of them all today. Let's see. Where are my 3-minute bars? Okay, so this is AI on the 3-minute, and what I wanted to show on this one was that we had started it off with the 30-minute. On the 30-minute bar, this is actually an entry right here because of that that COTA 2 entry to the upside. And on the 30-minute, you get a wide stop. So that becomes an entry that just cruises along. Now, as this triangle is forming, coming to a point, you have the peak of the RL30 that it has to breach. And then anything north of that looks like a move. So we let it get this far above and then added a turbo position here with a risk to the bottom of the PSAR. It went in our favor and then kind of sideways timed us out right here for 2R against 1 unit of risk. I thought about this one, but it was so late in the session that I did not take it. So the point I want to make on this one was the connecting the dots on the rising lows of the RL10 that are coinciding with the Bollinger Band mean. That's forming a really strong rising support. Now, the fact that the R10s couldn't make a new high is what makes this thing come into a fish or cut bait moment here. And when it broke north and it took out this previous high, that was the justification for entering. So there was some judgment and pattern recognition and some feeling involved in that one. This one is Intel. Excuse me. Oh yeah, here's the 30-minute, or here's the 3-minute on marijuana. So on marijuana, which was very orderly, on the 30-minute bar, that looks like the smoothest move that you ever saw. It's pretty smooth here. We took the collapsing dragon short first. When it did not fail, we got out of it. When it crossed the Bollinger Band mean, which is right here, took it long with a standard risk at the PSAR, and we would take that short if it failed, but it didn't fail, and it got to here, and that was about almost a 3R battle drill for a second position. And then when everything, when the PSAR meets the rising Bollinger Band mean, that's a good exit. And we're noticing that we've closed a good distance above the VWAP. It does not fail in here. And then when it breaks out above the previous high of the RL10, we can re-enter to our battle drill. And it closes right here. And we're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're holding 6R on 2 positions after making some bank in here. And that feels like a good orderly move. All right, and this one is Intel on 3 minutes. So Intel was the strongest tech in our stack, and it had a nice big gap up, so we knew it was in play to the upside. It gets a COTA 2 and takes out the previous high, so we got our entry with a standard risk, get paid a fraction. It does not fail. This gives us a COTA 2 re-entry, get paid 1R, try another COTA 2, and it scratches. So this is about 1.5R in Intel, and the fact that it closed well above the VWAP is a very positive sign for tomorrow. This was a healthy close, and we'll look for Intel to be a leader tomorrow in tech. All right, let's see if we can find the traders. Are they here? Nope. Yes, here they are. I like this short. I think it could have been short here, though, instead of here. And then this would have been a scratch instead of a minus 0.6. So catching it at the collapsing dragon, that's the key price level. When that breaks, that's when you can get short. This one is a better entry because it's close to right where the R10 failed to fail further, I should say. That's a pretty good exit. I think you could stop and reverse there because that's had two chances to fail and it did not. But then you're working with kids in the dinner. That's fine. And then here's a collapsing dragon that fell below the VWAP for an entry. Yeah, I treat that as a collapsing dragon and a VWAP cross. That's a great shot. When this one crosses back above the VWAP, you could consider both of those as opportunities. Does a great job on Tesla for 1.3 net. This re-entry here is outstanding. And he plays it all the way down to the VWAP, then gets paid. Good play. And then 1.8 net on Intel. He's able to get on the correct side of that early. Excellent re-entry twice. This one, I think you were looking to make up for some of the other losses. Otherwise, that could have been fairly lucrative. But at the same time, you're getting ready to have dinner anyway. So that's a pretty good job collecting 1.8 on Intel inside the grind. So nice work there. Let's see, let's get George here. All right, this short, there's not much improvement available here. I mean, technically we could have maybe gotten short here, but that's still pretty good. Good stop. It was this far in your favor. Exited here. Good patience. Waits for this next fail. Now, on this fail with the RL10, what I want you, and I'm darkening that, what I want you to notice is that it's south of the VWAP, and then that makes this the collapsing dragon price level. So we'd actually like to get short, if we can, right in here, which makes this one a scratch rather than a 0.6 loss. This is a pretty good entry on the long side. As soon as that crosses the VWAP, that's a pretty good exit. Not waiting for the PSAR flip or the full 1R. That's a pretty good exit. This one here, I mean, that's a COTA 2 all day. This has had 1, 2, 3 chances to fail, and it did not. And here's a higher low, and there's a PSAR flip. So that one would pay us a little bit. And this one's a COTA 2 challenging the VWAP. So this is a low probability one. I think that's one I would try to take. All right, let's get the let's get our daily reports up. Stand by. I thought I had it open. All right, to the daily report. On the 150 and 30-day lookbacks, we're pushing the 150-day high to new levels. We're close to getting back to 480 and some change for the all-time high. Strong close today. It resisted the sell-off urge, and it was generally a positive day. Bullish normal, strongly overbought in every time frame, favorable volatility, large caps leading the way. Lots of breakouts to the upside, very few signs of weaknesses anywhere. DuPont and Devon Energy were good. Intel was great. Big time winner. 3M and Travelers winners. So really was not a tech day per se. It was really just leaders leading. And then in the ETFs, it was broad-based strength in small caps, mid caps, U.S. tech large caps, materials, and metals and mining. Just a handful of laggards testing out well on the auto framer. Nike is a noticeable 11-1. United Health 8-1. You can see broad-based strength everywhere today. Everywhere you looked. Only Nike and Apple were noticeable losers today. And marijuana, Tesla, uranium, clean energy, NVIDIA, Devon, Intel. The winners continue to win. A very orderly upward bull market. This pullback has given it room to recover and resume, and that's what today was, a half step towards that. So let's be ready for that kind of follow through on a low volume week. All right, that's everything we got for today. We'll get this published and posted, and we shall see you tomorrow.